Good morning, everyone. Let me get online here and see if I can find you guys. I have bed hair and just do not care. I'm a little discombobulated this morning. Let's see if I can find you beautiful people in here. There we are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Linda. Nice to see you guys. I'm a little discombobulated today. I have been working on masks for those folks who need them, and I ran right up until time to start practice, and I was not prepared. So we'll get these hair up. We'll get ready to get into our practice. I can check in with everybody, see how you're doing. Susan, how's your body this morning? It's so nice to be able to see you, even this way, to be able to reconnect through Facebook, which is pretty awesome. Yay. I like my good mornings. They're coming in. Good morning, Mimi. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, Julie. Nice to see you. Susan, I feel the same way. Love to you. Me being here for you guys is saving me during this time, and I'm so glad that I'm helping you guys at this time. All right, my lovelies. I'm getting ready to start. Yay, everybody's checking in. All right. I'm really not sure what we're doing today. I've been doing great. This makes 23 days in a row that I was able to get up and do makeup and be on this mat for you and be creative. And I was going to do a mudra class, but I feel like mudras are so important that they should have their own class, like not just incorporated into postures. So I think I may actually do that on Sunday. Good morning, David. So if you guys would like that, give me some feedback in the comments. All right, well, as everybody's kind of coming in, it must be kind of like hump day. Just it's affecting me as well. We're going to just get started. We're going to start moving, and then we're going to work through it from there. All right, we're going to let the head come forward. Feel the back of the neck stretch. And this is where we set the intention and we check in with the body a little more. Good morning, Celeste. And we let the head come up, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to the center. Try to sit on those sits bones, feeling grounded through the glutes, lifting to the crown of the head, finding your breath. Good morning, Valerie. Smile on the face. We have muscles there. We forget about those. And during that quiet time, I had inspiration for our practice. So it's going to be a chair practice. I know you guys are groaning at home. We're gonna open those eyes, lace the fingers together, and hands come out and up. You guys need to come up with a cheeky title and put that in the comments below. And turn it to the right, tall spine, something like, let's take a seat in our chair practice, or something silly like that. Left shoulder comes down, right hand comes up. So what does that really mean for us? That means we're gonna work the core and back so that we are more comfortable when we come into chair. Also, when we're in chair, we feel a lot of work in our quads, in the psoas. So we're going to target those muscles that we feel are necessary to do the posture of chair. And we're going to slowly come up. So we're going to talk about that anterior pelvic tilt and the sway that we get in our back when we're doing that posture. Coming back to the center. Hands come out and up. And turn to the left, tall spine. Nice full breath here. Right shoulder comes down, left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're gonna come back up. And back to the center and forward. Lengthening through the crown of the head, lifting pelvic floor, hollowing out the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come up. We're going to change the cross of those legs. Good morning, Mom. Right arm comes down. Left arm comes over. Nice big stretch. Turn the armpit up towards the sky. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bend at the elbow. And nice big twist here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And up. Left arm comes down. Right arm reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bend at the elbow. Twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release and extend. And slowly we come back up, hands come behind, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, open through the heart. Forward folding, hands come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up, back to the hands come together, roll back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently release. Good morning, Liz. Rotating those shoulders back. So for those of you just joining in, today is a chair practice. You can come up with the cheeky title because I haven't put it in there yet if you would like. Something like, let's find a seat and chair, or I'm not sure. But we'll find a cool title for it by the time we're done. And we're going to pull those feet in, nice tall spine, opening through the heart, lifting pelvic floor, pulling the navel in. So with chair, we have a tendency to already let the pelvis kind of tip forward. So we have that anterior pelvic tilt. And we want to try to posterior, so you're trying to move it to the back. So to do that, you have to kind of scoop the tailbone under, but there's that lifting of the pelvic floor, pulling into the navel. And the best way to think about it is trying to fill in your lower back. So we're really accustomed to that sway back. The lumbar's designed to do that. But sometimes we exaggerate. especially if the hips are tight. So we just want to press, and we're practicing it here in this cobbler's pose or Utkatasana, because we're going to do that same kind of movement of lifting pelvic floor and pulling navel in when we're in our chair posture. Nice full breathing here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kathleen, nice to see you this morning. Forward folding, lengthening through the crown of the head, lengthening through that back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come up, knees come up. We're going to cross at the arms and roll the back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees up. Change the cross. Roll the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring those knees in. Reach down. Grab the right foot. Extend that right leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that right leg come down. Left leg comes up. Feel those hamstrings wake up. Nice full breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left foot comes down. And we're going to drop those knees over to the left as we sit up, pushing that hip down, finding your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees up over to the other side. Tall spine, sitting up. Left hip comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly come up. Legs come out. We're going to lengthen forward towards those feet. Nice fold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up. Right leg comes over left. And forward fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come up. Foot comes next to the knee. Rotate to the right. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back to the center. Grab the foot and rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good morning, Haley. Foot comes into the thigh. Right hand comes behind. Press down to come up and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Booty comes right back down. Right foot comes into the thigh. Left knee comes up. Right knee comes down. Tall spine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to extend those legs out. Nice little bounce. We're going to let that left leg come over the right one and come in forward. 1. Good morning, Petra. 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come up, the foot comes next to the thigh as we sit up tall. Nice twist here, feeling the lengthening of the crown of the head. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center. Grab that foot and rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, to take that foot, place it on the inside of the thigh. Left hand comes behind. Press down to come up, lengthen through side body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Booty comes right back down. Left foot comes into the thigh as we bring that right knee up. Now maybe this is where you stay. Maybe that left knee makes it down. And honestly, we try to do this same practice every morning when we warm up. A little bit of normalcy, give people a chance to kind of roll out of bed and come together. Good morning, Jamie. And gently release, lengthening through those legs. So we're going to start to create the shape of chair, but we're going to change where we are in space each time that we do that. So we're going to go ahead and recline here. All right, now as we recline, we're going to practice filling in the lower back. And so that's all we're going to work on in the beginning, is this pelvic tilt. So what we're going to do is let the belly button come up towards the sky and arch the back. So you see there's space here, right? Then we're going to try to tuck the tailbone under and pull the navel down. That's a big change. The hip, everything changes. Watch this. This is how we typically stand, everybody, with this big arch right here in our back body. So this part gets short, the psoas gets short, the hip flexors get short. So we want to try to tuck back under, all right? So this part is kind of like we would be in chair. If our arms are like this, other than our feet being flat, that's kind of how chair works, right? So we want to continue to make shapes like this so the body starts to learn the shape that we want. We want to just a little relax here. So we're going to pull those knees in and start to rock from side to side. We're going to let those arms come out to the side. We're going to drop the knees to the left, just twisting out that side body, working through the obliques, those synergistic muscles that help you out along the way. And we're going to bring those knees back up and drop those knees to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back in. Just a little cross here so that we can work through the hips. We're going to pull those knees in, reach down, grab the ankles, pull down towards the floor, slide up towards the armpit. So you really get a chance to work through those legs, but you feel the lower back really press down against the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release and change the cross. Pull those ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Pull those knees back in just to see if maybe you can release that lower back. All right. So we have this amount of core, back, quads that have to be active here. So we're going to push those knees so that the knees are over the hips. But we're going to try not to do this lift in the back again. We're going to try to push it flat. So this gives us that opportunity to practice that. And we're going to lift our feet up. So again, this kind of would look like a chair, right? So we want to continue to target those muscles. So we're just going to draw circles with the feet. Nice circles here. Three, keep your lower back down. It's going to want to arch up. 4 and 5. change directions. 1, 2, try to keep those knees over your hips. 3, 4, 5, and gently release. Pull those knees in, take a little break. All right, so now we're going to try to do the knees in a different direction. If you can kind of straighten those legs out when we go straight, that's fine. But if you need to keep them bent, that's fine. So how is this going to work? We're going to put the knees over the hips again, and we're going to keep those feet or shins parallel to the floor. And we're drawing the circle on the ceiling with our knees this time instead of the feet. So we kind of go to the right, we come up towards the chest, over to the left, and see if you can straighten a little bit. And come up. But when you go to straighten, your back is going to want to arch. So we continue in that circle. And when you get down here, try to keep lower back flat and bring your knees to the right, to the chest, to the left. See if you can straighten. To the right, to the chest, to the left. See if you can straighten. To the right, to the center, to the left, straighten. Last time, to the right, to the chest, to the left, straighten. Now, as you go to the right and to the chest, stop so we can change direction. So we're going to go to the right, straighten, keep your lower back in, to the left and to the chest. To the right, straight, to the left, back in. Always checking in with the back. Last time, to the right, straighten, to the left, back in. Nice work. Let's just soften and rock. Hopefully you were breathing. We learned a lot, well, I say a lot, 3 different kinds of breathing techniques on the Sunday practice that we did. If you need to go back and check Facebook or YouTube, it was the pranayama that we did on Sunday. There was just 3 techniques there, but that's definitely 3 to start. There are 3 that you can do during your practice. As we get deeper into other pranayamas, you won't be doing those during your practice. You'll be doing the other ones in meditation. We're going to put the bottoms of those feet flat on the floor. Hands come beside the body. You're going to press down through the feet, slowly lifting up. Nice, tall spine. Lift the body, lift the body, lift the body. Contraction through glutes, because we've been really contracting through belly. And we want to contract through the back side so we get this evenness between the front and the back. Keeping those legs parallel. Contraction, turning tailbone under. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to roll back down. We're going to do the windshield wiper with those knees. And when we're done, we're going to pull those knees in. We're going to cross at the ankles so that we can roll up. So we're going to roll up to a comfortable seated position. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Kelly. Nice to see you. All right, so we are going to work on a pose that's called boat pose, Navasana pose. And again, we're trying to recreate as many poses that are like chair before we make it to our feet to practice chair. We're working on that anterior pelvic tilt. We're finding that awareness in belly and in back. We're trying to decide what our alignment is, what our proclivities are. Do we typically lead with the belly? Do we kind of tuck the tailbone under? And that's going to help you define the chair practice that you have. So maybe if you have a sensitive tailbone, you're going to want a blanket to put under your tailbone so that we can work on this boat posture. So instead of keeping the legs straight for Navasana, we're going to keep the knees bent because again, that's going to help recreate chair for us, okay? So we're going to pull those knees in and we kind of balance a little bit. And Then maybe we put our hands underneath the thighs and we flatten the feet. Tall spine. We're going to lift the chest up. Where's your breath? Do you feel connected to the floor? Now from here, we're going to see if we can lift those arms up. And you see how this could kind of be like a chair, right? So we're going to hold out here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the body needs a break. So we're going to cross at the ankles. So we're going to lean forward. We're going to press up a little bit. This is core, right? We have to lift that pelvic floor, working that psoas. We're going to gently sit that tailbone back down, right? Now ready to come back up. 1, 2, are you breathing? Are you smiling? 3, 4, 5. We're going to cross at those ankles, leaning forward, lift up, right back down. Let's see if we got another one of these. Pull the belly in. This space smaller makes it a little harder. 2, 3, smile, be happy. 4, 5, cross at those ankles, leaning forward, lift up, and back down. Let's see if we've got this. Let's do one more. 1, 2, pull in that navel, find your awareness and core. 3, 4, 5. Let's cross those legs. Let's lift one last time and sit. Nicely done. Full breath. Maybe that was a lot for your wrists. We'll take a little break here. Feel connected through the sits bones. Maybe that was a lot on the back of the tailbone. Find out, is it because of the tailbone or the sensitivity of the muscles around it? Awareness is such a big deal. There's no judgment there. It just lets you know where your body is. And release. So we're going to come forward. We're going to come to hands and knees. And from the hands and knees, we're going to just do some circles here. Feeling connected through the palms, through the knees and shins. Next time we make it to the front, we're going to change directions. And the next time we make it to the front, near the Om, and back. Nice. There's no place like Om, right? A lot of us are saying that with our home practices. I'm just glad you guys are practicing, that you keep moving, that sanity breaks. There's a lot of seminars going on right now about self-care. Because we're working at home, it gets really easy to blur those edges of work and home and family life and work life and self-care, and it's really important. So I'm glad that you're doing your yoga practice, that you're moving, you're taking care of your body. Now from here, we're going to come on up. We're going to bring that right leg forward. We're going to get a little bit of a lunge here. We're opening through the front of that left hip. So when you're doing the chair and you're doing a standing chair, there's a lot of work going on in the quad and in the hip flexor and the psoas. So we're trying to really lengthen that. It's a pre-stretch for us, right? So we're going to lengthen it, and then whenever we go to do our chair, we contract it back. We're going to lean into that left hand. We're going to reach behind us with the right hand, bend and grab. See if you can really stretch the front of that hip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to release that out. We're going to see if maybe we can come down even further and stretch that hip and through the front of that left leg. Feel connected. Anytime that you can touch the mat, try to let your body give you input every place it touches. So right now, both elbows, my right foot, my left knee, my left toes. That helps keep me present. I'm going to slowly shift back and lengthen the hamstring. Now, anytime you're going to do work on one side of the body, you do the same work on the other side of the body. So I'm pre-stretching the hamstring on this side because I'm about to switch and work the quad on this leg, right? So we want to make sure we get both sides in our practice. We're going to bring that right knee forward. Left leg comes forward. Where's your breathing? Try to remember your intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. Feel this opening right here on the front of the quad. Nice work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to rotate those shoulders, but just enough to get a little space here so that that left hand can reach behind. We can bend and grab that back leg. Feel that stretch. Really lean into that right leg. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release it out. We're going to bring elbows down. Nice work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come up, shift back, and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that foot come back to table. From that table, down dog. We're going to open through the front of the pelvis. So in that hip flexor, psoas, again, that top part of the quad, we're going to let that right leg come up, but we're going to open up the hip. Where's your breathing? Feel connected. We're going to tighten pelvic floor. So again, that's Mula Bandha. We've kind of talked about that before. We're going to pull the navel in, squaring off the hips. Active muscles in the pelvis. That's not a clenching. That's just an activity that brings you present. Helps stabilize the pelvis. And we're going to put that right foot down. Feel connected to the floor. Where's your breathing? Left leg comes up, bend the knee, open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that left foot come down to the floor. Bend and stretch it. Check in with those hands. Bend the knees, looking forward. We step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folds. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. And gently release. Yay, everybody. All right, so chair can be a lot. So we're going to take movements that are like chair or will increase the strength of your chair and put them in between some flows. So we're just going to add in some extra postures so that we have that well-roundedness in the body. Take some water, take some coffee if you need to. Find your breath. I should have probably moved the camera back a little further today. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Inhaling up. Exhaling forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold, soft bend the knees. Extend that right foot back, grounding the foot. We're going to cartwheel up into warrior 2. Now, as we come into this posture, feel grounded through the feet. Lift and wiggle the toes, perhaps sliding that back right foot down, feeling connected to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down to the floor. Step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Bend and stretch it. Checking in with the body, lengthening through the spine. Right foot comes forward, grounding that back foot. Good morning, Frank. Coming into chair, or not chair, warrior 2. Preparing for our chair. Where's your breath? Lifting pelvic floor, but as the pelvic floor lifts and the navel pulls in, feel grounded through the feet. So you have this dynamic forces here, one going up and the other one going down. Nice full breathing as the hands slowly come to the floor. We're going to come to the ball of left foot as we step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold, looking at the knees. Shake the head, no. Shake the head, yes. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. And release it out. So the first chair that we're going to practice is the chair Utkatasana, is the Sanskrit name. In the English translation in Bikram, they call it awkward pose. But this is a really neat sequence that they do in that practice for chair. So we're going to try that one first. So our feet are, I'm going to put them where my knees actually touch, but my feet are a little apart. I'm going to bend those knees and then send the hips back. Now they're hovering close together, they're not squeezing together, right? So I'm bending the knees, sending the hips back. But notice that when you tend to send the hips back, this starts to happen, right? I'm going to over-exaggerate this sway here. That's that whole thing that we worked on when we were on the floor earlier. So I want you to lift pelvic floor, then tuck under, right? A lot more work that way. Bend the knees, send the hips back. Now let's see if you can just lift your arms. Well, this is actually not the best way to do that, but their hands are straight out, okay? So with the Bikram, it's like you're going to dump off a diving board, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they'll stand up here. And then they're going to come to the balls of the feet. Really nice balance. Good for the ball of the feet. You get the toes nice and active. And then you're going to bend those knees again. So you bend the knees, send the hips back. Bend the knees, send the hips back. You're still on the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, send the hips back. And 1. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. 2. 3. 4. 5. We're going to slowly stand up, but we're still on the balls of the feet. Now, we're going to slowly put the knees together, heels float. They're not touching the floor, but they're not as high as they were. And we're going to bend those knees, send the hips back. Bend the knees, send the hips back, filling in that lower back. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press down through the feet to slowly come up. Heels come down, arms come down. Wow. It's a lot of work in that particular practice. With those arms up that whole time, you feel work in the arms, not just the legs. So let's work that out with another flow. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold, soft bend the knees, send the right foot back, grounding that foot. We're going to come up into Warrior 1. Frank, you asked how my body's doing today. Thank you for checking in with me. I think it's okay. I woke up and started sewing. I baked biscuits and having coffee, and I'm finally starting to wake up. So it's a good day. I got up and showed up for my life. So thank you for asking me. 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down. And you come to the ball of that right foot as we step back to plank. From plank, knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Bending and stretching. Right leg comes forward, grounding that back foot. Slowly we come up. Warrior 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down to the floor. Good morning, Brian. And step forward, fingertips flat back, lengthening through the spine. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands come back down. And release. Nice work. So we're going to do a prep posture. And when I say a prep posture, you're like, what do you mean? Well, we just worked on a chair, a different type of chair. But there's a pose called hand to big toe pose. It's done in because I'm thinking about it. Utkatasana. There you go. It's normally done straight leg, so you would hold here for 5, here for 5. As you come back, you would let go of that foot and leave the leg extended. Feel the quad, lots of work. You initiate the movement from the psoas. That's the portion that we're going to practice today. So we're going to practice with the knee bent first, okay? So we're going to let that left foot come down, heel, ball, toes. We're going to bring that right knee up, lift pelvic floor, tuck in. So as we tuck in, we're trying to flatten this back, right? We're activating in psoas. We're lifting here, foot's active. You're going to feel this quad work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the beginning, bent knee, not too bad. Let's switch to the other side. Right foot, heel, ball, toes. And we're going to bring that left knee up, and we're going to tuck. So instead of leaning like this, we want to sit up tall. So we have to pull the hips in, lift. It's almost like you're pushing the booty back past the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put that foot down, walk it out. So you've got the mechanics of it. So this time when we go through it, we're going to extend the leg. It makes it so much harder. Left foot, heel, ball, toe. We're going to pull that knee up. We're going to extend or push in, but extend the leg. Push with the ball of the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. A lot of work in that quad. Let's see what we've got on the other side. Right foot, heel, ball, toes. Really good work. Feeling connected. Where's your breath? We set that intention at the beginning, but we lose it as we practice, right? I'm going to put the weight in that right foot. We pull the knee up. We tuck under some. And then we're going to see if we can extend that leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg comes down. Walk it out. Phew. Big deal, right? So let's see if we can do a little bit of a flow and work it out. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding, bend the knees, send that right foot back, grounding that right foot. We're going to cartwheel up into warrior 2. Left elbow comes down, right arm comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that twist in the body. Rotate it through. Nice revolved side angle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down to the floor, come to the ball of that foot, stepping back. Knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog, bending and stretching. Right leg comes forward, grounding that back foot. We cartwheel up into warrior 2. Now once we're up, right elbow comes down, left arm reaches. Hips forward, shoulders back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Revolve around. Left elbow comes to the knee. Hands come together. Good morning, Kathy. Looking up at right elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands slowly come down. We're going to come to the ball of that left foot as we step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Release it out. So we're really getting that work in. So we're going to work on our chair. And then we're going to repeat chair and come into warrior 3 from chair. It's just a fun way to come into it. So we're going to start with just plain chair. Now a lot of times we get caught up on the shoulders. So let me show you what I'm talking about before we get into the pose. We ideally would like to be flexible enough that we can lift the arm straight up. Okay? But a lot of times this part of the body is not flexible. So to get your arm up, we do this, right? That's how we got the arm up, is we swayed the back. But we talked about that earlier, about trying to tuck under and flatten. That being said, a lot of people in chair pose, because the arms are up, to get the arms up, they let the back go. The back is most important, more important than your arms. So we're going to, instead of establishing those arms, we're going to establish the hips and the knees where we want them first, and then let the arms go as high as they will go, and then just stop them there. So if that means if your arms are forward because maybe you've had shoulder surgery, maybe you got something else going on, that's fine, because from here down you'll be doing chair, and that's what we're looking for. So we're going to bend those knees. So I have my feet hip distance apart. There's just a small gap between my feet. I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to send my hips back. I'm still feeling connected. Maybe lift and lower the toes. Where's your breathing, right? Bend the knees, send the hips back, checking in. Maybe you have to change where your heels sit. Maybe you can bend the knees again, send the hips back. Now check in with your back. Tuck it under. Once you tuck it under, we're going to extend those arms up. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press down through the feet to come up. Walk it out. Nice work. Celeste said something. This is always my favorite practice. Oh, I'm glad you like this practice. All right, we're going to practice this again, but this time we're going to try to come into Warrior 3. So I'm going to start back a little bit so I don't go off camera. My feet, again, hip distance apart, so there's about this much space between my feet. I'm going to bend the knees, send my hips back. Bend the knees, send my hips back, fix my back. Okay? Arms come up, but now I'm going to let them come to my heart. We're going to do a modified Warrior 3. We're keeping the hands here so they stay out of your way. Don't lose control of the back. Put all your weight on your left leg as you lift right one off the floor. Now begin to straighten the left leg and extend right leg behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bend the knee, sit the foot down, bend knees, send hips back, fix lower back. Come to other side. We're going to come to the ball of that left foot. Make sure all weight's in right leg. Begin to straighten and send left leg back. Find your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bend that knee, send that foot down. Knees are bent, hips are back. Fix your lower back. Press down to come up. And gently release. Walk it out. Nice full breath here. One flow to shake it out. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We're going to step back to plank. From plank, knees just in chin or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Good morning, Christy. Downward dog. Bending and stretching. Bending and stretching. Lengthening through the spine. Now, the very last chair we're going to do is going to have a twist in it. And we're going to come into that chair from this down dog. So how's that going to work? We're going to step forward to fingertips flat back. We're going to fold forward into forward fold. We're going to start to bend the knees. And as you bend the knees, we're going to scoop those hands through, coming into chair. Fix your lower back. Palms come to heart. Right elbow comes to left knee. Nice rotation. Look at the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come back out. Lengthening. Fix lower back. Hands come to the heart. Rotate. Looking at elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come back out. Press down to come up. walk it out, and we are totally done. Yay us. Let's put some love back in these hips. We're gonna step out, almost mat distance wide. We're gonna sit down into a comfortable seated position. Well, squat. Oh, you saved that baby bird. Good job. Nice, full breath here. We're gonna slowly sit down on our booties, hug those knees. I love this practice. Gets me nice and warm. And we're gonna slowly roll back, pull those knees in. Now, as soon as you come down onto that back body, I want you just to find that awareness of the spine, of where the lower back touches the floor, how your navel will hollow out towards spine, what's going on in the hip flexors. We're going to release those feet. We're going to do windshield wipers. So we're going to allow those knees to come over to the right. As they come over to the right, left knee is pushing down towards mat. You're going to feel a lot of activity on the outside of left leg. You're going to bring those knees back up and over to the left. Again, a lot of activity on the outside of right hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to the center. Let's see if we can balance this out. We're going to press down through those feet, lifting up. We're contracting through back body now. So we're putting in some postures here. We're doing that complementary postures. So contract through back. So there's back working here, glutes working here, hamstrings working, and that's really where this movement should generate from, is as you push through the feet, those hamstrings are going to contract a lot more than the glutes, but still there's activity on the back side of the body versus the front side of the body. 3, 4, 5, and slowly roll back down. Take a pause. Find your breath. And gently releasing out those legs. Relaxing down to the floor, finding the breath. We release the feet, the ankles, the shin and calf. The knees, the thighs, the glutes, the pelvic belly. The lower back and navel. Mid back and solar plexus. Shoulder blades and heart. We let those collarbones lift. The neck is long and the face is inactive. Where's your breathing? Do you feel connected to the floor? If so, where? We feel that inhale travel up back body, lengthening and aligning tissues. Exhaling, coming down front body, lengthening and aligning tissues. Inhaling up that back body and exhaling down that front body. And as we do that, we're just gathering up the things that no longer serve us and we're letting them go. And you can continue to lay in this position if you're at home and you need that practice of just relaxing. It's all part of self-care. Maybe you begin to wiggle those fingers and toes or bending one leg and then the other. Take your time. Maybe you're gonna roll to the side and come up. Maybe you have to pull those knees in and get a little rock from side to side first. When we finally make it to that seated position, we're gonna allow that head to turn to the right. And allow the head to turn to the left. And back to the center. Bringing those hands into the heart. And we're going to remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We're going to send out love and kindness and compassion to those who might need it. And end the practice with an Om if you're comfortable. Inhaling. Bowing forward in respect. Namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. Thank you for coming and practicing with me. I appreciate these mornings more than you could possibly imagine. Sharing my life with you every morning really does give me purpose and give me normalcy and gives me a schedule, which I appreciate so much. Again, thank you for joining me in my home every day. From my house to your house. I love you big.